Snyder, it's such an honour to be in your company,
Oh, my
and
lord.
let me begin by saying how massively fanatic about the movie I was. You should definitely have to take a bow. You've done such an amazing job.
Oh, my lord.
So, oh my lord, huge congratulations. Now, obviously, this was going to be a very closely watched project, being so iconic and all. But I mean, you've done such a fantastic job. Can you breathe a sigh of relief now that it's all, it's been out there and you've got such positive feedback?
I think that it's fun to, it's certainly fun to let the movie go now after, almost 3 years of working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's nerve-wracking when you're working on something like this. And maybe you lose sight a little bit during the production of how iconographic it is and how...
Because you're so in it.
You just, it's Henry's in the suit, he's walking around.
No big deal.
You just get used to him. Yeah, you're like, hey, we should go with the cape on this one because whatever, it's that stuff becomes natural and you forget. But then as you get through the process of shooting and then you start cutting and you start actually watching the movie, you're like, oh my gosh, that's right. We made a superhero movie. We made a Superman movie, yeah. So it's a little nerve-wracking.
I understand. Henry Cavill is just the perfect Superman. I couldn't imagine anybody else in the role. But besides his physicality, which is obviously quite fantastic, what was it about this relatively unknown British actor that you knew would so perfectly bring him to life?
He had done a audition for us on tape, of just one small little scene, and he was here. And we watched it, and I was like, wow, this guy is good. Huh? He's like...
chiseled.
He's kind of got the face and everything. So I go, we should get him over, and we should take a look at him. And we brought him over, and we put him in the Christopher Reeve suit, right?
Before he had a chance to bulk up?
Yeah,
so
he was
cruel.
not in his full... Yeah, he was not happy about that, by the way.
Really?
But I said, it doesn't matter. This is like I need to see just the S on your chest and the blue and the red and just the whole thing. And like what it feels like was... The feeling was that, look, if I put the suit on, I'd be like, oh, you're going to a costume party. That's cute. And frankly, you just don't know. It's spandex. Like the old suit it's not.
But that was all him, like, wasn't it? That was no...
No, that was all him, but the old suit was not flattering.
Okay.
But he put it on, and it's literally the difference between, oh, look, that guy's dressed up like Superman, and you look at him, you're like, oh, look, there's Superman.
That is
it's
him.
like, that's... It's like, it's like spiritual. It's like it just happens and you go, okay, that's like inexplicable but
true. So you knew it was him. Yeah. What I loved about this movie particularly was how you kind of bridged the gap between the supernatural world and the real world. I mean, as crazy as it is and he's, a superhero, we can still identify with him quite well. Is that something that you strove to achieve? Yeah,
I wanted, look, it's always a leap of faith with Superman because he has these extraordinary powers that are impossible, right, to imagine. But making an effort, even the smallest effort, to kind of try and dig down and just sort of understand a little bit of the why of it allows it all to kind of, even just the suit itself, having the suit be cultural to Krypton, makes you go like, oh, okay, like that's why he wears the suit. It's not a thing, in some mythology, like, oh, Martha sewed it out of a blanket that was in his thing, These little things that are like a little kind of hard to kind of get your head around. We just wanted to make it easier for the audience to go like, because every step you take in that direction allows you to get inside his head and then allows you to sort of see the world from his perspective, and that's fun to do.
It's brilliant. So going forward, can we expect you to remain at the helm of the franchise?
Well, I mean, my thing is like, if there's interest in making another Superman movie, I am certainly interested in making, continuing the story or finding other things for him to do, because I feel like we end the movie really with the creation of the sort of Clark Kent mythology. Like the last scene of the movie could be the first scene of the movie too. It's basically you're like, okay, that's Superman. That's the Superman that I know. Now what? And then that's we got you there.
So maybe for your Irish fans, we can expect the next movie to film in Ireland, maybe.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be so cool.
Love to shoot in Ireland.
Dude, well, Zack Snyder, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on a
my
fantastic
pleasure.
movie.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye, my son. Our hopes and dreams travel with you.
He'll be an outcast. They'll kill him.
How? He'll be a god to them. What if a child dreamed of becoming something other than what society had intended? What if a child aspired to something greater?
My son was in the bus. He saw what Clark did.
You're the answer, son. You're the answer to are we alone in the universe?
Can I just keep pretending I'm your son?
You are my son. And I have to believe that you were sent here for a reason. And even if it takes the rest of your life, you owe it to yourself to find out what that reason is.
How do you find someone who has spent a lifetime covering his tracks? For some, he was a guardian angel. For others, a ghost who never quite fit in.
You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. They will race behind you. They will stumble. They will fall. But in time, they will join you in the sun. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
You believe your son is safe? I will find him!
My father believed that if the world found out who I really was, they'd reject me. He was convinced that the world wasn't ready. What do you think?
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S.
On my world, it means hope.
Well, here it's an S. How about super?
Excuse me.